University, they follow a trend of generally that consists of 3 steps. This is the first step, this is the second step, and this is the last step. For the sake of simplification, I'll just put numbers on top of it, 1, 2, 3. In the first step, as soon as your application to Harvard arrives in a school like Harvard, it is read by a first reader. Now at Columbia University, this was actually my job, a first reader. We, as a first reader, are given generally anywhere between 2 to 5 minutes to look at your application. During this time, we're going to look at your essay, which is what you have to tell others about yourself, your teacher and counselor recommendations, which is what others have to say about you, but most importantly, your scores, which includes your SAS score, and if you're an international applicant, your TOEFL score, and every single case, we look at your grade point average, or how have you performed in your high school. Now, this figure, the GPA, which is 你的高中的学分, believe it or not, to American colleges, is an accurate measure of how hardworking of a student you are. The more hardworking you are, obviously, the better you will do in school. This score will look to see how intelligent of a student you are. This score, the TOEFL, will let colleges know how good is your English. Are you capable of going to another country and immediately implementing and exercising your English and be able to communicate with others? These 3 factors are all very important, and together they probably weigh 60 points out of 100 points in terms of the criteria at this stage. With these 3 factors, along with your extracurricular involvements, along with your awards and honors, along with all the other intangible materials that you will be submitting, like your essay and your teacher recommendations, I am supposed to place you into a file, which means I categorize you into 3 different areas. These areas include possible, 有可能被录取 likely, 非常有可能被录取 unlikely, 没有可能被录取 This and this are the easiest areas to determine. Now, roughly 70 to 78% of the students who apply to a school like Columbia University are placed into the possible range. So the majority of you are actually going to fall into this pot. 5%, roughly, each year are placed into the likely pot. Unlikely is whatever the percentage that is left. But usually these 2 categories are very consistent throughout the years. Now, what do I mean by a likely student? Please remember,